Welcome to ESL Nerds. I'm Corey, and today we're doing a high-level grammar video about progressive, which is a fun verb aspect to learn about. Let's take a look. All right, today we are talking about progressive, which is one aspect that we can stick on our verbs. Progressive, you might have encountered before under the name continuous. It's the same thing. Same as continuous. I like to call it progressive because what it really means is in progress, right? Meaning something has started, it hasn't stopped yet. It's in progress. So the way progressive works is be plus verb in present participle. If you don't remember what present participle is, go back and watch the introduction to verb forms. But basically, present participle is just that ing form of a verb. I call it present participle because our other form is past participle. It makes things nice and even. Now, we can put progressive in the present tense or in the past, right? In the present, progressive is something like, I am playing Shin Megami Tensei 3 on my Nintendo Switch. I started it yesterday, right? That is in progress. It is not finished. Okay? If we look at our word order here, which is nobody's favorite thing, but it does help when we're looking at verb tenses, right? I is our subject. We have our be, right, for progressive. And then we have our verb, play, in present participle. That's it. I am playing. Now, this leads us to an interesting question. Am I playing Shin Megami Tensei 3 right now? No, I'm standing here talking into an iPad. But it's something that has started, but hasn't finished. So it can be things that are actually occurring right this moment. It can be just things that started and didn't finish. Okay? You can use it for all kinds of things. They don't have to just be things that are actually occurring right this moment. Larger trends in society are good. People are leaving Facebook for Instagram and maybe other things, which is silly because Facebook owns Instagram, right? Anyway, that's a current trend. It's in progress now. It may be finished in the future. That's it, right? It means in progress in the present. Let's talk about how it works in negative. So if I want to make this negative, I just add a not, right? I am not playing I am not playing Spider-Man Miles Morales because I'm waiting for it to go on sale, right? The only difference here is that we're adding a not. If you check out our low-level video on basic tenses, right, you'll see that this is exactly the same way that we make be negative in simple present, right? We just put not at the end. Now, let's also talk a little bit about questions, because questions do have a different word order. Are you playing anything good? And are you playing anything good right now? We start with be, right? In the present. Plus our subject, you, plus our verb, present participle. That's it. Are you playing? Again, we can add question words. I could say, what are you playing? Right? That's okay. I can add a question word there if I want to make a question that is not yes or no. That is progressive with present. Let's talk about progressive with past, because it's a little bit different. If progressive in the present means that something is in progress now, progressive in the past means that something was in progress in the past. Right? That's all that it means. So let's see. Last week, I was playing Subnautica. I'm still playing Subnautica, right? I didn't finish it. It's really big. I don't know if I'll ever finish it. But last week, it was in progress. And it wasn't finished last week. It's still not finished now. That's okay. I can also use it for things that are finished now. I could say at 7:45 a.m., I was eating breakfast. Breakfast is finished now. Right? Whether or not something is finished now is not important. Right? Not important. The way it works, right? I was playing Subnautica is exactly the same word order, right? Subject plus be, except in this case, be is in the past, right? Plus verb in present participle. Everything else, negatives, works exactly the same, right? I was not playing Shin Megami Tensei 3 last week because it came out this week, right? Subject plus be in the past plus not plus verb in present participle. Questions also work exactly the same way. Were you playing Nintendo yesterday night? Right? Be in the past plus subject plus verb in present participle. Just like with our present ones, we can add a question word. When were you playing Nintendo yesterday night? Either way is okay. Now, here's the thing that's a little hard about past with progressive. I call it like time reference. So remember, past progressive means that something was in progress in the past. If you just say that something was in progress in the past, that's kind of confusing, right? You need to kind of say when it was in progress. Like we need more information. If you're going to say that something is in progress, you could give a time, right? At 7 o'clock, this was happening, right? All last week, this was in progress. When something else happened, a thing was in progress, right? If we just say a thing was in progress, it's a little bit unclear when we're talking about. If I just say, I was taking a walk. Okay, when was that in progress? I don't understand. It's confusing, right? We just need to be a little bit clearer about time. I was playing Shin Megami Tensei 3 when it was time to go to bed, so I had to stop. Right? You got to give a time reference, or it just gets a little bit confusing. But really, that's it for progressive, right? Progressive means in progress. We can have things be in progress in the past. We can have things be in progress in the present. They can be in progress anytime that they're in progress. We do have one other annoying thing to talk about. Stative verbs. These are also called non-action verbs. So these are just verbs that are not actions, right? They're verbs that describe states, right? Verbs that talk about the way things are. And these verbs are things like think, want, feel, right? If you take a look at me and you see me, I'm walking down the street. Well, that's an action, right? That is not a stative verb. It's a thing you can see me physically doing, right? A non-action or stative verb, right here, look at this. Here's me wanting a 3D printer. Can you see that? You cannot see that. That's because it's not an action. So like think, right? We use think to talk about our opinions, right? Opinions are not actions. We use want to talk about our desires, not actions. Feel, right? Talks about our emotions, not actions. Also verbs that talk about senses, right? see, look, right? We have stative and action verbs for our senses, like look and see, right? You can see me looking. That's a little creepy, right? And seeing, right? If I'm looking, it's an action, right? You can see, you notice that I'm doing it. If I'm seeing, can't really tell what I'm doing. Again, the important thing about these, right, is because they are not actions, they cannot be in progress. Because they cannot be in progress, they cannot be in progressive. Right? If you're talking about something that's just the way things are, that's just plain old present. If you're talking about something that's in progress, that's progressive. For example, then, I cannot say, right, I am wanting a 3D printer. Right? I want a 3D printer. That's it. And this is going to come back as an important topic when we talk about perfect and progressive at the same time. I hope that you've learned something from our little talk about progressive. It's useful, right? We use it all the time. Be careful with stative verbs. And yes, there are some times when you see native speakers use what you thought is a stative verb in progressive. They're actually using a non-stative meaning. It's a whole thing. Don't worry about it. Anyway, please. Is it there? No. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you next time, I hope.